It's time for another double shot. I will watch Amazing Race whenever I'm reminded that it's on, that a new season. I love Amazing Race. I also love to travel. And so I've always thought that I could do really well as a contestant, so long as I had a partner who will take all of the tasks that involve eating weird bugs or skydiving, bungee jumping, that kind of thing. Otherwise, I would lose in the first episode.
I actually agree also that me and this guy would be, I think we'd be good teammates, actually. I love Amazing Race. It's
but you would
fun.
you would be comfortable doing all the crazy stuff? Because I'm not gonna do that. I'm not jumping from a plane.
I would not be comfortable jumping from a plane. I don't like doing that kind
Every
of stuff.
season they have that.
I know, but maybe we can figure it out. We'll flip a coin or something. But I do.
No, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna do it.
I would eat a bug.
Okay.
I would eat a bug. I think it would be a blast. You have to have like good teamwork, though. I feel like you're
have to have a storyline.
You're going to think that you're the leader.
I am the leader.
But I feel like we're more of a good team.
No, we're not.
Co-leaders.
No, I'm the leader.
You should have co-leaders.
No, I'm in charge.
Well, I don't know about that.
You know deep down inside. Here's what we have, though. We have everyone has to have like a theme of what we're Dungeons and Dragon nerds. It's the couple who's been bakers, who's formerly divorced but then got married again. Yeah. So we're the talk show hosts.
Radio talk show hosts.
This one works so obviously and easily.
Yeah.
And then they'd have to do some B-roll in our studios where we talk into a microphone and gesticulate like this to make it seem like that's how we perform our shows.
We could do it.
And I use my hands all the time.
I can do it.
I would be the one on the show who's constantly having to be bleeped. Constantly.
You'd be bleeped?
Non-stop.
I would never curse because I don't want my kids to curse.
I know, and I would have to compensate for your lack of cursing.
Do you want to curse right now? Just show the audience, give them a little piece, a little taste of what that would look like?
No, because it's against our brand and we'll get in trouble.
We can bleep it.
No, even the bleep is inappropriate.
Really? We can't say, and we can't say, Are you bleeping me right now? I don't know.
You were just bleeped, and now your kids are going to see it, and they're going to think.
All right. What if I said? Is that bleeped?
Yeah.
We can't say that on. We couldn't say that on CBS for sure.
I mean, I would say it. It probably wouldn't make it onto the. I mean, I'd go way worse than that
because they don't want to bleep it. Absolutely.
I feel like I would have to perform for the camera, though.
Yeah, I think you would. But you know what?
Because I'm used to it, but you're used to it too, like the performance aspect.
Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah.
So is this our official submission tape to be on Amazing Race?
Well, as long as they agree that I'm not going, and I'm not going to India. So we can't go to India because I don't want to go to India.
You travel all around the world.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to India, so that's off base.
It's too hot?
It's dirty and crowded. Too much.
Have you ever had butter chicken? Dude, I'll get on a plane.
I'll go to an Indian restaurant.
Butter chicken? Come on. I'll go to India.
Do they even serve that in India, or is that an Americanized version?
I don't know, to be honest, but I'll ask for it when we're over there.
I'll go to like a community that's Indian focused in London.
Okay, that's big of you.
I'll do that, but I'm not going to India, and I'm not jumping off of anything.
I wouldn't include
or climbing a bunch of stairs. I'm not going to do that either.
When they call us back for our interviews, I would not include this as part of it.
This is the video that we're submitting, I thought.
Oh.
You don't think that this would be a red flag to them?
I think.
Or maybe because of my tone, they think I'm joking. And I often have a jokey tone when I'm telling the truth so that I don't get as much in trouble as I otherwise would be if I just said, like, I hate you and think you're a jerk.
He rarely jokes. He rarely jokes up there. People don't know that, but he's rarely joking.
Yeah, it's just my tone. I can't help it.
He's saying a jokey tone, but he's very serious.
Yeah. Well, I think this was a good video to submit.
Let's go.
Okay. We'll see you next season on The Amazing Race. Welcome to another double shot. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal about how finally there is a shift away from the power dynamic that gave a whole lot of influence to whiny young employees now towards the employers who are basically sending the message, you're totally replaceable. And part of the reason why they're
checks.
Yeah, we're the ones in charge. You no longer get to determine your own scheduling flexibility. This is a clear reaction to, especially during COVID, but it started a little bit before the movement towards work-life balance, but what younger people wanted was imbalance, more of the life and less of the work.
Same pay.
Same exact pay. No, actually, they wanted more money, right? I mean, they wanted more money, less responsibilities. And they got what they wanted for a while because kind of like when it's a buyer's market, you have a little bit of extra. So at the time, it was a worker's market during COVID. Things have shifted pretty dramatically. And in this article, they go through all of these examples from places from, like Uber, basically saying, yeah, we're changing the policy. Oh, you don't like our policy and you're calling it out? Okay, you're fired.
Head on over to
I love it.
DoorDash.
Yeah, but that's kind of the issue is like they're not hurting for staff members the same way. There's a little bit of economic uncertainty. So they're taking some of that power back. And I think that that's great. We have shifted so far into the laziness factor that did not build this country or build our economy.
What's also scary is if you did listen to the younger folks.
And it's not always younger, but it's usually the younger.
New hire, younger folks. It's not always, you're right. And they're not completely useless.
There's some older people who are incredibly insufferable.
Are insufferable, took the opportunity to complain. But the business is not going to thrive, and then people are going to end up losing their jobs, and the downstream consequences of you being easy on people and letting them work from home and all these things, it's not going to make a good business. Everybody ends up hurting. It doesn't work. Have you seen Jamie Dimon talk about this?
Mm-hmm. He was also mentioned in the article.
He became kind of like, the biggest name
for sure.
A business perspective, who was like, listen, I heard a I don't know who released this, but it was a smart move to release it, but it was like a company meeting. I think it was a Zoom company meeting. And he's like reading them the riot act. He's like, listen, if you don't want to work at this business, you're happy to not work here. Like, you don't need to be here. We don't need to keep paying you. There's plenty of people who would do this job. And he's like, to work-life balance, he goes, I love working from home. And I do it on Saturdays and Sundays. But the rest of the week, I'm in the office. It's pretty great.
I love it. And it's way, way, way overdue. And it's in large part because we have, I think, an administration that kind of also embraces that, Donald Trump to Elon Musk. These are people who are just working constantly, or at least tweeting constantly.
It's also really bad what young people don't think about, and we're saying young people a lot, so making us seem old, even though that you and I are both only in our mid to late 20s. Yeah. It's really, really damaging for your career. You might actually figure out how to stay home longer, and you might get a little better work-life balance, but your work-life balance is gonna suck when you're 45 and you're not making near the amount of money you would if you had just like buckled down and done a ton of work in your 20s when you have nothing else to worry about, really. I mean, most people don't have families in their early 20s. Most people don't have a lot of responsibility.
Take advantage of this time.
Take advantage of run yourself ragged and work a ton. It's great. And then you'll make a lot more money. You'll be happier when you're older.
It's time for another double shot. We have a coworker, someone who will go unnamed. Well, it's weird if we say, we'll just call him Patrick J.
Okay.
That's just P. Janicek. He's our producer. And I don't want to call him out, but he had to postpone our filming for the double shot because he had a doctor's appointment. Can y'all not tell us, you don't have to tell me the why.
Yeah.
But when you tell me doctor's appointment, I immediately assume something embarrassing.
Liposuction.
Well, no, I thought rash was originally, I went to rash.
I went to
some sort of rash.
Cosmetic, yeah.
And I don't know if that's the case, don't want to know. But don't you just make assumptions and tell a story about why someone leaves when they say, oh no, I'm going to be late, I got to go to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
And you just make an assumption.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of doctors, because I recently had a doctor's appointment, we talked about this, but there's some information I didn't share with you about what my dermatologist said. And maybe Patrick's discovering this for himself. Oh, I'm sorry, not Patrick.
P. Janicek.
P. Janicek.
You don't want to out him.
No, I don't want to. But if he did go to a dermatologist, if that was his appointment to go to a dermatologist, did you know that you'd stop growing moles past a certain age? Your body doesn't produce moles anymore.
I guess I never really thought of it.
I never thought of it either.
I guess it makes sense. When does it stop?
I think it stops.
Are you just born with moles?
Well, I don't think you're born with as many moles as you might die with, but you'll grow moles until a certain point in your life, and then you stop at I think in your mid-20s. Whenever you stop growing as a human, your moles also say all right, we're good. We've had it.
But when you start shrinking as you get older, the mole doesn't go away.
No.
Isn't that weird?
And they start to look bigger, and they grow hair.
Because your head gets smaller.
They do grow hair for the rest of your life. They will grow hair for the rest of your life.
Does the mole grow hair, or the spot where the mole is, does that grow hair?
You'd have to ask them all. I don't know that answer. Or a doctor would probably also.
Well, I don't want to talk to your
We could
moles.
also go
I've
ask
done that
P. Janisic. Because
No, that's going to be too obvious. Just say Patrick J.
Patrick J. Okay. And we don't know what HIPAA violations prevent us from asking a coworker what they were doing.
He was itchy the other day, so I'm assuming a rash.
Did he express an itch to you?
Not to me, but he tried to do
saw
one of
him.
those secret itches that he didn't think anyone would notice because it was in an area.
What's that look like?
It's off camera.
Okay. Yeah. He just did one of these.
It was his knee.
Oh, it was his knee? That's what I was reaching for.
It looked like that's what you were reaching.
Itching my
But
knee.
he did a whole he did this. And he reached down and he scratched his knee. So I'm assuming he's got some sort of rash down there.
It's disgusting.
And it's spreading, and that's why he had to go to the doctor. And now I'm wondering if he's going to get it on us because he touched our microphones.
Sick.
Ugh, we'll see tomorrow. It's time for another double shot, and I find myself irritated with something that Coke is doing again. This is not the first time, but they've got these, not that Coke. They've got these cans that have names on them. In this case, it just says partner. I see some that say dude or bro, but then they also have ones that say names like John or
Mark.
Julie. Like all different
Kevin.
genders. And I was at the store trying to get a Coke Zero, and I realized they were all women names. I refused to buy one.
There's no guy names?
When I was there were no guy names. But even if it were, I'm gonna look for a Jason.
Yeah, they're not. And
So what's the point of this? I'm sure there's some strategy behind it. But doesn't it seem like you would be pushing people away from your product? Because let's say the only ones that were there just said girl.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy that one?
Well,
I feel self-conscious with it.
If there was, Jason, do you do a lot of road trips? A lot of vacationing and road trips? Probably.
Is it first class?
Feels like
not.
first class because it fills your heart. One of the fun things on road trips is they have these souvenir stands where you can get like souvenir things with your name on it. But you got to turn the turnstile thing. You got to look really hard. And I think that's what Coke's going for here.
But in a
giant Coke form. I don't know what they.
But you're gonna have to pull a bunch out and like lean in the
that's
back.
my question. What's the point? Are they expecting people to like rifle through all
But that's
these
what I don't
Cokes
understand.
until they find a Jacob?
Is it possible? And do you get Jacob or Jake?
I would take either. I've never seen either on a Coke. And if somebody's
I
got
don't
one,
think I've
send it
seen
my
one.
way.
But here are people choosing to forego the purchase because they can't find one that they identify with?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it feels like that might be the case because that was the case with me.
Yeah.
And that
What
just
did
seems
you-
like a stupid
What did
strategy.
you go with? What was your alternative?
I didn't get one.
You got a
I left.
Pepsi? You're like,
Oh, I didn't get anything.
screw these names.
I don't
I'll
drink
take
Pepsi.
a Pepsi.
Pepsi's disgusting.
What?
Pepsi Zero is gross. It tastes flat. Coke Zero is the only one that I'll drink, or Diet Root Beer or Root Beer
Coke
Zero.
Zero's very good.
And what is partner?
Cowboy.
Is that what this is?
It's a cowboy theme. Hey, partner, have a Coke.
Oh, okay.
Would you want a
'cause
Coke?
I definitely lean
Yeehaw,
into and
have a Coke.
identify with the cowboy scene.
I like it, actually. Do you mind if I? Oh, I got it. Hey, partner.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz here with Scott Rarucka from Legacy Group Capital. He's their CEO. So let's talk about someone who wants to invest in real estate. They don't quite know where to go, what to do, where to start, but they do know, obviously, that right now the market is really, really hot. So you're the place to do it. How do you help?
Yeah. So how we help is, we've been investing in the greater Seattle area for over 20 years. And we have a historical track record that we're super proud of. Double-digit returns over time with no investor losses. And if you can find somebody else out there that's done that, you should probably talk to them. And how we really do it is we're lending on real estate, and we're also acquiring real estate and building it and developing it. All those things come out of a fund that people invest into. So there's lending and there's acquisition. And then we share in profits with all of our investors on both those activities. Jason, most people can't do that on their own. They're not going to go develop properties. They're not going to go be a bank and lend money. But they can jump in with us and they can be that developer and they can be that lender, but it's underneath our umbrella with a 20-year track record that's unparalleled to anything that you'll find out there. We've been told that we're one of the best kept secrets in the Pacific Northwest.
I don't want it to be a secret. I want everyone to know just about what it is you do. The Legacy Group Capital family of funds offer short-term 90-day investments at 7%. Longer-term investments, they've averaged double-digit returns. Just go to legacyg.com.